Alrighty, welcome back to Hit the Books podcast. We are back for Week 18, Episode 18. This is the first time in the NFL season we're going to have a Week 18 in the regular season. We know what that means coming into these plays. It's going to have a lot of trap games, a lot of scary spreads going into this. A lot of teams out of the playoffs, a lot of the teams looking to advance further on in the standings. Got a lot to talk about. What's going on? Everyone want to introduce themselves, Mackie?
Yeah, what's up, boys? Haven't been on in a few weeks, but excited to get back going. Yeah, an exciting week here. With week 18, you got teams that are just giving up, and then you got teams that are letting guys rest. So it's gonna be a lot of trap spreads here that we're gonna have to hopefully be on the good side or the right side of.
Yeah, exactly. And we are actually going to be without Jesse this week. He is on vacation. Haven't been full staffed in a couple weeks, but we're going to make the best of it. Week 18, we'll be back for the playoffs, that's for sure. But week 18, we got a lot to talk about. Like you said, a lot of injuries, a lot of guys resting, a lot of COVID protocols to go over. So we'll see what we can do here. But yeah, you ready to get right into it if you are?
Yeah, it's gonna go.
Alrighty, and the first game that we're going to talk about for the Week 18 NFL season is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs are coming into this one a -10 favorite, -460 on the money line. Over/under set at 44.5. Chiefs are coming into this game looking to clinch that one seed. They need to win this game as well as the Titans loss, and they get the one seed in the AFC. So this is a huge game for the Chiefs right now. Broncos lost last 5 Saturday games, 0-5 against the spread in those Saturday games as well. Chiefs are 5-0 straight up and against the spread in Mile High in the last 5 games between these clubs.
Yeah, this is a game where Pat Mahomes needs to win to clinch that one seed, and they're gonna get it done. Like, there's no way this team doesn't figure out a way to beat this Broncos team and lock up what they should have had locked up a few weeks ago. 10 points, Mahomes should have that covered. I could see his defense keeping it a low scoring game for the Broncos at least. And yeah, I think Chiefs come in, roll over them, clinch that one spot, and Denver really has nothing to play for. So what do they really got going on? They have Drew Lock at quarterback right now.
Yeah, I
They're
was just gonna
just
say they got the young Drew Lock at quarterback. I've never been too high on him as per good reason. He hasn't been too good throughout his NFL career coming out of Missouri. Um, Yeah, like you said, whenever the money's on the line, whenever you got to get a win, you know what I mean. Whenever you can tell Patrick Mahomes, you win this game, you have a good chance of getting the one seed. I actually can't think of who the Titans play. Titans play the Texans this week in Houston. The Texans have been a different team. They've been a different team the past couple weeks. It's not going to be easy for Tennessee. They still are going to be without Derrick Henry. They're saving him for the playoffs. But whenever you can tell Patrick Mahomes that you win this game, you have a good shot at the one seed and getting a bye week. I really like my chances of him coming out and performing very well. This Chiefs team is starting to get everyone back. Hill, Kelsey, just to name a few. They got a couple other receivers they love getting the ball to that have been very consistent all season. Byron Pringle, McCole Hardman, they've both had very solid seasons. And then you talk about this Kansas City Chiefs defense that everyone kind of hated on early on in the year. They've come to play the past couple weeks. I just think going into Mile High with that stat, the 5-0 straight up against the spread in Mile High, I think they kind of keep that going here. I do like the Chiefs -10. I wish it was 9.5, but that's all right. We're sitting at -10, looking like going a little deeper here. But Broncos are going to be Noah Fant's questionable in this game. Melvin Gordon's questionable in this game, and Javonte Williams is also questionable, just to name a few for the Broncos. But usually in this kind of game, you'd expect those kind of guys to play if they're even like 60% ready. But with a team like the Broncos that are sitting in 7-9, Week 18, really a game that doesn't matter for them, I can see them kind of saying, all right, let's just wrap up this season. Let's get to next year.
yeah, and those players are also players that could in the long run be franchise players for the Broncos. So you're not
Exactly.
going to risk an injury in a game that means nothing for your franchise.
Exactly.
Also, we saw last week exactly how the Broncos play when they're playing a team that needs to win, and the Chargers came in and absolutely demolished them by 21 points. And the Chargers aren't the Chiefs. The Chargers aren't Pat Mahomes. So I think the Chiefs get it done -10 here.
Yeah, I mean, for the Denver Broncos, they're only allowing 18.4 points per game, which is very surprising for me.
Well, you're
And
in the Mile High, so I guess you get a little
Yeah, I mean,
help your defense.
in their division early on was kind of tough with the when the Chiefs had their early struggles. The Raiders kind of started hot, and the Chargers are such a hit or miss team week in and week out. Doesn't matter what part of the season you're talking, but um, Chiefs are scoring 28.3 points per game, 10 more than the Broncos are averaging. I think we're going to lean more towards the Chiefs scoring 28 plus in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Even maybe even sprinkle their team total or over or something.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what that's going to be set at. That's like stuff like that, like more later in the week. It is Thursday morning, so no Thursday night game this week. So we pushed it back a little week to get, or a little bit this week to get some more accurate spreads, accurate injury reports, things along those lines. But we'll jump right into this next one. We got your Dallas Cowboys headed into the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, Dallas coming into this game a -7 favorite, -300 on the money line. Over under set at 43.
So this is a weird game because right after Eagles clinched last week, they had 12 players going to COVID protocol. So the Eagles right away are automatically short staffed or undermanned. They have a lot of backups in. And then it comes down to, is Dallas going to play their starters? Is Dak going to play? Is Zeke going to play? Is Amari Cooper going to play? Is CeeDee Lamb going to play? This is all like this. They don't release any of this stuff until the game starts. So or
Yeah.
right before the game starts. So you never really know what team you're going to get out there on games like these. If all of Dallas's players play, which they should, because they could still get that 2 or 3 seed
Mhm.
with losses with help from losses from Tampa and the Rams. But I just think it'd be idiotic to not play those players right now. We're also not in a groove. We need to get into a groove going into playoffs. Dallas, with if they play all their players, should cover the 7 point spread.
Yeah, I'm seeing right now a couple of the trends that Jesse had sent over to me. Eagles are 9-1 straight up in their past 10 divisional home games, but only 5-4-1 against the spread. And Cowboys have failed to cover the last 7 straight games in January, 4-17 against the spread in their last 21. A lot of
That's a
that kind of could be
horrendous stat for
playoffs, and
that franchise.
yeah, that a lot of that can be their tendencies in the playoffs to come in as a high rolling team and kind of not, I don't want to say take teams lightly, but it's almost seems that way when they play an inferior team in the playoffs. But as you said, Dallas is going to have a couple guys out of this game. Micah Parsons, he's on COVID protocol. He is a guaranteed out for
I
this
did,
game.
I actually did not know that.
And a big hit for Dallas for me personally that I know they got the star-studded receivers Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, but a guy that Dak Prescott loves to go to, Michael Gallup, tore his ACL last week. That was huge for them, especially with all the COVID stuff going on. Anyone can get COVID at any given point, so you want to have depth at your skill positions, and that really hurt them this year. Other than that, they do look good. Tony Pollard's questionable with a foot injury, so you got to think that he might not play in this game. Just like you said, he's been such a key role in their offense, especially with Zeke's struggles early on in the year. Whenever he was having it was like 40-yard games, Pollard, you'd look at the stats and it would be Zeke 40 and Pollard would have like 90 yards and a touchdown. So this kid's been consistent for them. But like you said, if Dallas is playing all their players, they should obviously win this game. They're the better team. But a 7 point spread, I do like the Dallas to cover this game, obviously, if everyone's playing. But I look at the Eagles injury report, and I got Jalen Hurts questionable. He's probably, I want to say he's going to play in this game, but they already clinched the playoffs. So it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if he kind of sits out this game and waits for the wild card. But Miles
Yeah, and
Sanders
then
doubtful. Landon Dickerson questionable. Jason Kelsey out with COVID. A lot of Fletcher Cox
Fletcher
out with
Cox,
COVID.
Alex Singleton.
Boston Scott out with COVID. Jordan Howard out with COVID. Brandon Graham out with an Achilles injury. The Eagles really, like you said, took a hit in the past couple days with the COVID protocol stuff, getting a lot of guys testing positive or close contact stuff. So this pick is straight based on Zeke, Dak, and all the players are playing for Dallas. I'm going with Dallas -7.
Yeah, Philly's just way too injured right now to take them. They have Rodney McLeod, Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelsey. It's all starters that are there that have COVID. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna have a
it's not
full.
just bum players. Like even Paul, like I said with Dallas, like the backup running back Pollard. Like you can call him a backup, but they're starting to that's kind of going by committee. He's been really nice this year.
Yeah, and you know how hard it is to come in behind Zeke and do that. So I give that guy a lot of credit. I think he's severely underrated throughout the league. The only
Yeah,
reason I'm so high on him is because I watch him play every week for Dallas and I watch their games. But people that
I
don't watch
just
their games don't know who he is. So
I was gonna say, and even I'm not. I sit down, I watch the Dallas is always on national TV, so I'll watch their games. And I remember a couple years ago when he was a little younger, and everyone was really, really high on Zeke whenever he was still coming in and making his own way into the NFL. Um, I would always watch that guy get the ball, and I'm like, who is this kid? Because he is just as good. You know what I mean? He has the same potential, things along those lines. They have two legit running backs, and that's what wins games in the playoffs is being able to move the ball, keep the clock running. I've said it before. I've always thought this team is the team to choke in the playoffs, but they do have the team that if everyone's healthy and they can avoid COVID, they definitely have a shot at winning this thing.
yeah, definitely. But as a Cowboys fan, we've seen this 100 times before. So
Yeah,
hopefully it doesn't
unit.
end the
Yeah,
way hopefully it doesn't end the way I've known for it to end.
yeah. We'll jump right into this next one, though. We got the Green Bay Packers, the guaranteed one seed in the NFC, going into Detroit of another divisional game. Packers minus 3.5, minus 180 on the money line. Little light on the money line because obviously the Packers aren't going to be playing anyone in this game. Over under set at 44.5. It's looking like we're going to be getting a nice dose of Jordan Love this week for the Packers. Aaron Jones questionable. You got to think he's going to sit this one out. And Rodgers is definitely going to take the week off to help heal that toe up going into the playoffs. Another big name, David Bakhtiari, was limited Wednesday at practice. You got to think they're going to give him the week off. It's just going to be a lot of question marks all over the field. Zadarius Smith's out. He's been out for a couple weeks now since week 16. So Jair Alexander out. Yeah, I'm looking at this injury report for the Packers. It's just I mean, whether it's true injury or rest, they just have to put Bakhtiari didn't practice Wednesday and boom, you know what I mean? They call it an injury. It's just like, no, he's just resting, dude. They're the one seed.
The thing about this game is that you have a quarterback coming in who you know everything that's going on with him. Not even him, just like that franchise and him being drafted. And he's coming in. He has a lot to prove because Aaron Rodgers kind of probably killed his confidence and made him feel like shit.
Yeah.
He didn't want to come in and ruin Aaron Rodgers' career, but Aaron Rodgers made it seem like if he's successful, then it's just ruining what he has going. So he has a lot to come into. He's going to have a lot of weight on his shoulders just for him playing in his first start in the NFL.
Second, he played that game against the Chiefs.
All right, well, he's gonna have a lot of weight on his shoulders. I think they still come out and cover this spread. I think they cover a 3.5 spread against the Lions because I think the Packers, even with a bunch of second strings in and good coaching, can still beat that Lions team because that Lions team is so atrocious. I don't really think they have anything going for them. But this is just a game that you kind of got to stay away from because you can't predict a rookie performance.
Exactly, and I'm kind of leaning the same way with you. I think Jordan Love's able to come into this game with LaFleur in his ear, kind of giving him the plays. They're going to change the playbook up a little bit because he's a different style quarterback. Not saying Rodgers can't get out of the pocket, but at that age, you're going to have more. You got to think there's going to be more designed runs for the quarterback, like we've been seeing all across the NFL with all these mobile quarterbacks coming in. You're
And
going to
Matt
get
LaFleur's a good coach,
might get a
so
heavy dose of AJ Dillon for the Packers. He's been nice this year. Talk about another team with a two-back backfield that's been absolutely tearing it up. It's been Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
I love AJ Dillon too.
Dude, he's
I think he's
huge.
elite.
How do you tackle that guy?
You can. He's a unit.
He reminds me of Jerome Bettis was
Brendan
basically
Jacobs.
a Jerome Bettis was a lineman playing, yeah, and Jacobs, those guys. They're linemen playing running back. I mean, Dillon's not that those guys were they had a
Dillon's
gut.
more of like a bowling ball. He's shorter, but like he will plow right through you.
Yeah, just a stocky dude. His legs are the size of my torso. Um, I give people credit that want to go in and try to tackle him and not go low because that's the only way I'd be going at that guy. I'm not putting my shoulder in his chest.
Yeah, but that guy's the elite. That Packers team just all around is just stacked.
Yeah, and like we said, they got some guys sitting out of this game on the defensive side of the ball too. Jair Alexander, He's
He
got
was out
COVID.
last week too.
Yeah, so Zadarius Smith, like I said, he's been out for a couple weeks now. And Whitney Merciless, the veteran linebacker, he's going to be out for this game as well. So just, like you said, it's tough to say predicting a rookie quarterback performance, but against the Lions, I do like Love's chances to get in there and do what he can do, and hopefully cover 3.5. But I can't say I'll be guaranteed picking that on my card.
Yeah, it might be a play you want to stay away from, but giving out picks right now, you definitely want to go with the Packers here.
Yeah.
Also, I was watching SportsCenter the other day, and Pat McAfee was talking to Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers says he's planning on playing in this game. Meanwhile, it's not his decision at the end of the day, but
Yeah.
he says he wants to play in this game. So you can even see him for a quarter, maybe.
I was going to say maybe a quarter, maybe a half, just to.
But you know how bad that franchise would look if Aaron Rodgers goes down with that toe?
Oh my God, yeah.
There's a bunch
Just
of
throw away
firings
that one seed.
and a bunch of firings and everything. That would be brutal. So they'll
Yeah.
probably keep him out.
I'd say it's safe to predict Jordan Love in this game. But
Yeah, at
like
the
you
end of the day,
said,
he's not the coach.
when your back-to-back MVP quarterback tells you he wants to play, I don't know how you can tell him no, other than do you want a Super Bowl or do you want to play in Week 18?
Well, we've already seen that they've don't really care what he has to say, so.
Exactly. We'll jump right into this next one. We got those young Chicago Bears going into Minnesota Vikings, a -4 favorite, -198 on the money line. Bears are going to be +166 on the money line, and the over/under set at 44.5. So I got a little trim for this one. Chicago is 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games when playing Minnesota. Both of these teams, yet I haven't really thought too much into their injury reporting and stuff like that, but I'm going to pull up Chicago right here really quick and just kind of see. I haven't really put too much thought into them as a, what's it called? As a team all season, because I just haven't really, I don't even think I've bet on them all year, and I don't know if I'm ready to start right now.
Minnesota's one of those teams where you just want to stay away from. They're so inconsistent and unpredictable.
Exactly, and Thielen back on the injured reserve for Minnesota. They're
Yeah,
not
his
too
ankle.
banged up. They got that. They got a couple guys, a couple tight ends. I mean, just like everyone else out with COVID. Darisaw, their left tackle, he's going to be out with COVID, surprisingly. But as far as the Vikings looking at this list, there's not too many names that jump off the list at me, like Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. I'd say Thielen's the
Eric
biggest one.
Hendricks.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Eric Hendricks, he's going to be out with this game with COVID. I just saw that. Yeah, so like you said, tough game. You don't really want to. There's not going to be too many games this week where I'm like, you got to hammer this spread because everything's going to be so predictable going into this week. Like I said, first time Week 18. We know what Week 17 has meant in the NFL in the past, so they just basically pushed it back a week. So just to make a pick, I'll go with the Bears +4 here to come into Minnesota and maybe cover, but not get the win.
Yeah, just to throw a pick out there, I'm probably just gonna go with the Vikings -3.5. I'm never gonna throw on the Bears. I don't just to pick them.
Yeah, I know
They've
exactly what you
lost me too
mean.
much money. Every time I rely on them to have a good game, it's just they put up 3 points or.
Yeah, I know
I'll,
exactly
I'll I'll
what you
just go
mean.
with the Vikings here with the points.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. So, not too much else to say about this game. Like I said, not too many spreads this week that I'm going to be saying you got to hammer this. So, we'll jump right into the next one. We got the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville is 5-0 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games at home against the Colts. A lot of Blake Bortles, Jalen Ramsey stats in there. So, do we think Trevor Lawrence can pull it out for the Jags? Hopefully, giving the Steelers a shot at a playoff spot if they get a win here.
This is actually a crazy game because actually a few reasons. One, if Jacksonville wins this game, the Chargers and the Raiders can tie on Sunday Night Football and both
And they
make the
both can
playoffs.
make it. Yeah.
So what do
Dude,
you see? If they
everyone in
if
Pittsburgh keeps saying, "What if the Jaguars win?" Because the Steelers play at 1 o'clock as well. What if the Jaguars win and the Steelers win, but then the fucking Raiders and Chargers tie and nothing even matters because they
I
both make it?
legitimately think that if the Jaguars win this game, they will knee the ball 15 times and the game will end 0-0. I
Yeah, they
100.
said
Dude,
a
it's
lot
been
of people
talked
said
about like it's
expect a
actually
lot
going
of
to happen
backups.
all over everything.
Yeah,
It's actually, but I mean, I don't see the Jags winning this game. Also, another stat: Indianapolis is 2-2 in Jacksonville in their last, what is that, 4 years? They haven't been able to go to Jacksonville and win in the past. So you got to think they're going to get it done. You got to assume they're going to blow this team out of the water. But like all the trends aren't looking good in their favor,
yeah,
and this
and
could
your
end up
rule
being a
is
crazy something
your
we've
number
never
one
seen
rule about a
before.
home underdog is you can't bet against a home team for more than 10 points.
I mean, it's only 15.5 because of the stakes that are at play, but
Exactly.
I I don't know. I
I'm
just
leaning
can't
towards
see.
Jacksonville here plus 15. I'm not going to bet it, but um, I do
Say
like
again?
Jacksonville. I do like Jacksonville here plus 15 and a half. I don't think they're going to win the game, as we said. As far as like they've had some games where they've come out looking all right, but like we said, the Colts haven't been able to go there and get wins. But I do like their chances this year. The Colts are a good team. But this would be such a Carson Wentz thing to blow this.
Yeah, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be him.
But yeah, I mean, as far as the over under sitting at 44, I'm not too big a fan of that either. I could see the Colts blowing up them like 35-10, or I could see this being a close game, maybe around like as close as it's going to get for the Jaguars all season. I'd say maybe like 28-17 somehow if they can get 17. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see like a Jacksonville quick touchdown start the game, and then
Cool
panic
off.
time, and then Colts just don't get to covering. That could be a backdoor cover by Jacksonville, but I don't see Jacksonville putting up a good fight here.
Kind of like what happened to the Jets last week with the Bucks coming in. The Jets were
Yeah,
such a
but
heavy
I don't think it's gonna be
underdog.
that close though.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. Jets were
That
such
was
a
only
heavy
because Tom Brady
underdog,
goaded.
and they ended up still covering, or Jets ended up still covering despite allowing them to come back and win the game. But in this game, I'm gonna roll with the young quarterback Trevor and give him 15 and a half points.
All right, I'll ride that with you. I'll take your pick. I'll give the points to the home dog here.
Alrighty, let's roll into this next one. The Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. Houston is 6-1 against the spread in its last 7 games when playing at home against Tennessee. A lot of Deshaun Watson in that stat, but you got to take it for what it's worth. Tennessee, it's looking like they haven't been able to come into Houston and cover spread. So, especially coming in as a 10-point favorite, what do you think here?
Well, earlier in the season, I think it was week 11 or week 12 or something like that. Yeah, it's week 11. Titans, the Texans actually beat the Titans 22-13.
Mm-hmm.
So they went into Tennessee and beat them. So I just think that Titans are going to come in and just absolutely roll over this team, especially what's at stake here. At least like give the Chiefs like a little scare or something, but this shouldn't be a game. The Texans had something going. They're putting up points. They had back-to-back wins, and then last week they just absolutely shit the bed and showed us who they are against the Niners, putting up 7 points. I just don't see anything going for this team. I could see Titans putting up 40, 50 points here.
Yeah, despite Derrick Henry still being out, I think it's a great idea for them to save him for the playoffs, especially if they're able to lock up that 1 seed and get the bye week. It's 2 more weeks of rest for him. Coming in a divisional round with a healthy Derrick Henry, that's not a team I'd be wanting to play.
I think the Titans have also figured out how to play without Derrick Henry, and their offense is rolling a lot better now. Put up
Yeah,
34 points last week against the Dolphins in a game that honestly decided a lot for that team. So
yeah, I love the Dolphins in that game.
yes, so did I. And Titans really proved that they're not going anywhere, and they could figure it out without Derrick Henry.
Yeah. But like you said, for a pick, I will ride with Titans plus 10. I think, or minus 10. I think this is a kind of a teaser territory. I'd like to drop this down to maybe 6.5 and see what I could do with a couple other teams here. But Houston's they've given some teams a run for their money, beating the Chargers a couple weeks ago. As you know, everyone knows we're not too high on the Chargers, how and their inconsistency, them and the Vikings. But I just don't see Davis Mills and Rex Burkhead being able to come in here and cover 10 points on their home field against the presumable number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, I just think the Titans are an elite team, and they find ways to cover spreads and win games here.
Mm-hmm. Just like you said, despite without Derrick Henry, they've been covering. So Give me the Titans -10 here, but like I said, this is teaser territory for me.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect game to just lower the points a little, throw something else in there, and walk on to an easy win.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Next game, we have the Washington football team. Could be named something different in a month. At this point, I think they should just ride with the football team. I think it's hilarious. Not even like hilarious. Like they're starting to sound like it sounds like a soccer team, like how they're like football club. You know what I mean? That whole thing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
some of these names they put out there, they're just ridiculous. The Washington Defenders. What are they trying to be? The XFL team that was from New York? Like,
Do they have options right now?
yeah, dude. There's odds on what you can bet on what the team's going to be named. Here, I'll pull up the what I saw on Twitter as to what the um team name here. Latest odds
I
for
saw something
Washington
that
football team next name. Admirals 1-5 or 5-1. Commanders 11-4. Red Hogs 7-1. Presidents 17-2.
the
Armada
presidents.
Armada 12-1. Brigade 12-1. Defenders 12-1. And the Sentinels 25-1. And football team is still an option.
That's
They might just
amazing.
ride with football team.
Dude, why would you not at this point?
They've
You're
been
2 years
better.
in. That's like the face. Like that's your franchise now.
Yeah,
Everyone
you
thinks of you
can't.
guys as the football team.
Yeah, they needed to do this a year and a half ago. Yeah, I mean, I could see if they ran with it for like the off season that it happened, and maybe like, oh, we'll release it week one or whatever. We, guarantee jersey sales, stuff like that. You guys are the Washington football team now. No one wants to hear, oh, in this game we have the Washington Red Hogs coming into the New York Giants. Like, it sounds like a fucking youth team.
It's honestly became like a big thing. Like it's been like I honestly like the Washington football team. It's
Yeah,
unique and it's better than any of the Red Hogs or whatever the hell they would call their shit. But
yeah,
that they should stick with that, dude.
I agree. I mean, I've said the same thing. A lot of people are saying I could, like at the end of this tweet, it says the latest odds for the Washington football team next name. It says all those names, and then the bottom of it just goes dot dot dot. I kind of just like Washington football team.
They should. It's been too long. It's literally been 2 years, 2 seasons.
Yeah, and they've had two solid seasons. I mean, not saying that like last year they made the playoffs the first year under the name, and this year they're not going to make it, but they have a nice little team in Washington. They had some serious injuries this year. Chase Young going down. That overhyped defense did not come to play this season really at any point. I think part of that is because of the loss of Chase Young and your number 2 overall pick. But this is a team that if they get a quarterback, I'm not saying Heineke's terrible, but he's definitely not a franchise guy. If they get a serious
Yeah, for
quarterback
sure.
in there, they could be a legit team.
Yeah, I don't think Heineke's the problem right now, but if you want to roll, if that team wants to like be elite and make a run at playoffs year in and year out, they're definitely going to have to find a quarterback that's going to bring them all the way. Because Heineke's, yeah, he can get you to the playoffs with a good team, but he's not going to win you playoff games.
And he can go off against the Bucks in the playoffs, but he's still going to lose.
Yeah, he's still going to find a way to lose the game.
I'll never
Cover a
forget that
spread.
running play, him diving at the pylon. I'm like, who is this guy?
He'll cover a spread for you. That's about it.
Yeah. I don't
But
know
talking
here.
about this
Giants are
game,
also so banged up though, but you go ahead first. I'm gonna look up the Giants injury report.
it's just two teams that are down and out. Washington's on a 4-game losing streak. Giants are on a 5-game losing streak. Neither teams have any offense going. Washington they had a good game last week playing Philly. Could have kept them out of a playoff spot, but Jalen Hurts prevailed, had a good fourth quarter and ended up pulling away and
Yeah,
holding on to that dub. But Washington just looks like a more put together team than the Giants right now. Giants can't put up points. Mike Glennon had 17 passing yards last game. They got like what 2, 3 first downs. They put up 3 points.
they're brutal, dude.
Against the Bears defense without Khalil Mack. Like it's not even an elite defense anymore. So
Yeah, Glennon's out for this
oh,
game. He's dealing with a left wrist injury, according to Joe Judge. I really could care less what Joe Judge
who
is
is?
saying at any point. Glennon, he's not going to be playing in this game.
So
Daniel
who is it?
Jones is in the injured reserve. It's looking like we're going to get another dose of Jake Fromm.
Oh my god. Yeah, give me Washington -7. I think this might be a locker week.
Yeah, and like all the other skill players for the Giants, like we known all season. Uh, Barkley, he's questionable with an ankle. You got to think with his history, he's not going to play in this game.
Yeah, why would you?
Kadarius Toney, the young star receiver. Not star yet, but I see a lot of potential in that kid coming out of Florida. The bright lights in New York. I think the ESPN, once he gets a couple highlight plays, they'll start to eat him up and kind of realize if the Giants can have any sort of consistent offense, they have the running back and they have the receiver. They took the young, highly ranked Andrew Thomas, the offensive tackle, the 1 year in the draft. I think it was last year, if not a couple years ago, but
No, it's two years ago, I think.
2 years ago. Yeah, he's a nice tackle.
He's very good. He's elite. He's an elite tackle.
And just to even add one more thing, he's questionable for this game. So, um, Kyle Rudolph, their veteran tight end, he's questionable, and as well as John Ross, the speedy receiver. So they just can't get any sort of luck with any of the injury reports, stuff like that. So, like you said, I love Washington here. That might have to be the pick of the week, things along those lines. But um, Washington's going to be. They got Curtis Samuel questionable, Gibson questionable. Couple big names for them. So Montez Sweat, J.D. McKissick, he's going to be out for this game, suffering a concussion. Yeah, as we all know, Chase Young. So, but
Here's another question for you. How much longer do you think Saquon stays in New York?
I think I wouldn't be surprised if this season or if this off season or mid next season something happens because we know how rare mid season NFL trades are with star players. Like it's not like the NBA where they're like, oh, it's
You
the
never
deadline, you got
see
to
it.
sell. You know what I mean?
You never see it.
Yeah, you never see a star running back, a star receiver go in the middle of the season. It's a very off season thing. Because it's just as much as you're sending away your star player, no matter what you're getting back, whether it's draft picks or young players, they need time to learn your playbook too. I mean, you guys are yelling Omaha and all these random fucking words. No one knows what they mean until you're sitting there on the playbook or on the sideline reading it. And you know what I mean? Understanding 26 zoned, nickel down. Like, I don't know what any of this shit means, but they're screaming it, and it's clearly a language to them. You saw that video of Cooper Kupp on the sideline after that game. He was like, yeah, the safety dropped down. He got a double fire zone, and I just went. I beat my man, and I cut to the outside. It's like, what are you saying, dude?
Yeah, it's like literally only you're supposed to know that. That's the thing
Yeah, it's
about the
like,
NFL is a lot of people don't realize that like you can't hop in there and just play.
no.
You have to know everything that's going on in the field. So you get to know your own language. It's like learning your own language.
Yeah, it's not the NBA where you can just kind of trade, and they're like, oh, LeBron's a Laker now. Boom, he's faced the franchise. Like, it takes time in the NFL to learn what your playbook is and what you know what I mean, what your team's good at because it's such a team sport. Whereas like basketball and sports like that, you can really just have one guy and go to the playoffs as we've seen throughout LeBron's whole career.
Yeah, it's definitely a much different situation for these football guys. But
But back to your original question, I don't see too many more years of Saquon in New York.
yeah, I'm thinking maybe one. I can't see him wasting 2 more years in New York. It's just
That's what I'm saying. Can he even waste one more year there?
it's kind of just like you think the same thing with like McDavid in Edmonton. Like how much longer can you waste his career there? How
Yeah.
long can you really waste somebody's career? And
This would be set if McDavid. Back to the little hockey talk. If McDavid doesn't make if they don't do something this year, it's his seventh year.
is it seventh or eighth? I honestly thought it was his eighth.
It's his seventh season, and
That
still,
is ridiculous to think about.
I mean, you look at even Ovechkin didn't have a cup that early on. Like obviously, Sid got one when he was younger. He was 5 years in and got his first cup and had an appearance in his first 4 years. I mean, the team in 2009 for the Penguins wasn't anything crazy. It was just a lot of young guys that were gelling. And the Oilers, they're such a young team with McDavid, Draisaitl, Yamamoto, Puljujarvi, Darnell Nurse. They just need a damn goalie to figure things out. And their depth on the third and fourth line just hasn't been really good. But I just
They also have some bad blood going on in the locker room. I think right now.
yeah.
I saw something like Koskinen was saying. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not winning games, but we also have 7 goals in the last 6 games that I've started." Which like,
Yeah, so there's
why are you calling out your players? You have McDavid on your team. You're going to call out your offense.
yeah, you're also when you got guys pointing the finger, we've been there. It never ends well.
Yeah, you're not going to build chemistry that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Saquon kind of moving out of New York in the next, I'd say for sure in the next 18 months with the
I
end
mean,
of this season, the off season, and maybe I'll give him next season right until the end.
yeah, I agree. They just gotta at some point they just gotta be like, all right, listen, we're ruining your career. we're sending you for draft picks.
Yeah, they'll get a first round pick for him.
Oh my God, definitely. Saquon's value is top 5 at the running back
That's
position.
like if there's a lot of teams I could name for him to go to. Like, I mean, could you imagine what Tampa Bay would do for him?
Yeah, imagine teams like that having a steady running back. Even the Patriots. Go to the Patriots.
That would be legit.
Where do they have Damian Harris right now?
Yeah, that Alabama connection between Mac and Cheese and Damian Harris.
Yeah. I
But that's probably the number one spot I can see him going to. I didn't even think of the Patriots. They need a running back. They're a legit team without a legit running back. I mean, Damian Harris is no joke, but um,
You send Saquon to Bill Belichick, and I'm drafting him first overall in fantasy.
I was just gonna say he's immediately a top 2 pick.
It's not going to happen, but
Yeah, he'll be a Giant next year, and I won't even consider taking him even in the second round because he'll just fake an injury again and not play all year.
just get me out of New York, he's saying.
Alrighty, this next one we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going into the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens coming into this game a 5.5-point favorite, minus 240 on the money line. Steelers plus 198 money line. Over under set at 41.5. I'll start us off here. First off, Ben, last game on Monday night at Heinz Field. Seems like he made it official. 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time appearances. The list goes on and on for this guy, what he did for this team over the past 18 years. And I don't want to say he's going out with a win in Baltimore because it's looking like they're getting Lamar Jackson back. But with us needing a win here, I think the Steelers can come into this game and kind of carry some of that momentum from the last one and that whole "do it for Ben" mantra, which I don't know if you were watching that game, dude, but I was there and I could not have missed that game if someone paid me $1,000. That was one of the most electric Steeler game environments I've been to. It couldn't have been better that it was against the Browns. The team that passed up on them took Kellen Winslow over him. That would look like a good pick a couple years later. 18 years down the road. I don't know what Kellen Winslow is doing now.
18 years and 2 Super Bowls down the road.
Yeah, Kellen Winslow is probably making a podcast about sports gambling. But I mean, like I said, back to the picks. But I think Ben's able to do this one last time, and bias aside, I think they carry the momentum into this game and cover 5.5.
How the fuck, excuse my language, is this a 5.5-point spread? Who did it open at 5.5?
It's looking like it. I don't know what it opened at, but it's looking like it's going to drop to 5.
Because I mean, they both have they both still have something to play for. And then you have Tyler Huntley starting for Baltimore. Granted, Tyler Huntley is having a really he's playing really well, coming in behind Lamar Jackson. I think it's Lamar Jackson out there half the time. He
I
runs
was just
just
going to
like
say
him.
it's the same offense.
Yeah, they don't have to change the offense at all. It's the same type of quarterback. But I just don't see a Steelers not covering a 5.5-point spread here.
Yeah, Lamar didn't practice yesterday, so
He's not playing. There's no way. If you haven't played this game, you're just dumb.
I think at this point, I was going to say, I think at this point the Ravens should just kind of pack it up for next year. Their defense isn't prepared to go on a playoff run here without their best player, Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. And is Calais Campbell still out? No, it looks like they're getting Calais Campbell back for this game.
Yeah, well, you got a mobile quarterback who, what's he in his third year now?
Yeah,
third or fourth year. You got a mobile quarterback with an ankle injury. The last thing you need to do is try to sneak into the playoffs for what? Say again.
I thought you were talking about Huntley, and then you said the ankle injury. Lamar, yeah, he's in 4th or 5th year.
Okay, yeah. Well, you just mobile quarterbacks don't really have like a long elite career because they always end up getting injured or they have to change their style of play. Lamar Jackson's doing it for a little while. You have an ankle injury with him. What are you going to try to do? Sneak into the playoffs just to play the Chiefs in the first round and get beat by 30? So
yeah, like I said, I think it's best for them to just pack it up for next season. It's not like they're one of those teams that they were going to be a one-hit wonder, and everyone came into the season saying the Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. I mean, they've been consistent for the past couple of years. As long as you have Lamar Jackson healthy at quarterback, they can beat anyone, honestly.
The funniest thing is that everyone at the beginning of the season, everyone was like, "Who's winning this division? Browns, Steelers, or Ravens? Browns, Steelers, or Ravens?" Look, came out on top. Their odds at
That's
the beginning of the season were like plus 2,000. It was
hmm
crazy.
especially him coming off that ACL injury. No one expected Burrow to come in and do this. But another
Did you
little
also
side
see the?
question: did you see the comeback player of the year odds?
Oh my God! I was just about to say that.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say
that
Dak has been a minus 4,000 favorite until the past 2 weeks.
dude. It's minus 134 now. Joe Burrow's plus 105.
And there's no like unless you're putting a fat amount of money on that, I don't care to take a futures bet like that. I like the plus 500 or more. That's when I see value in a futures bet.
See, here's the
But
thing. I got Dak at minus 125, and I
uh,
wanted to throw like 500 on it, but the max bet. See, because I don't use
yeah,
FanDuel.
you have the yeah.
Might want to blur that out for legal reasons, but I can only throw $100 on it, so I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just throw 100 on Dak.
Yeah, and that,
But,
like I said, that was such a safe pick all year, and then no one expected Burrow to be doing what he's doing. I mean,
and
Jamar
I didn't
Chase
even
is
think
definitely
about it.
helping him out, but
I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, Joe Burrow's having a sick game. I go look at the odds, and it's like minus 134 for Dak, and I was like, fuck, I didn't even think about Joe Burrow coming back.
yeah,
At this point, he deserves it. He deserves to win that award.
yeah.
But I don't think
I
he's going
honestly
to just
I
because of
think
how
I was gonna
long Dak.
say how long and how consistent Dak's been all season. I think,
Yeah,
and showing the turnaround that that team makes with him. I mean, not saying the Bengals were a good team without Burrow last year, but um, I just think both teams they look like did Cowboys clinch their division? Yeah,
say again.
Cowboys clinched their division a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, they have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so both division winners. At this point, honestly, yeah, like you said, it wouldn't surprise me if the NFL goes to Burrow, the young star that they love. But my money would be safe with Dak, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a little too late, and Burrow's not even going to play this week either. I don't think so.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think Dak has a lot. I think Burrow came up a little too short. If he had something to play for this week, maybe, but
Here,
they're
we're
not
already
worried
talking
about.
about it. We'll jump right into it. Let me say the lines. We got the Bengals coming into Cleveland. Cleveland a -6 favorite, -260 on the money line. Over under set at 38. Why are the Browns a -6 point favorite without Baker Mayfield? I don't care if Joe Burrow's playing or not.
No Joe Burrow, no Mixon, no. I don't think anyone's playing for.
Jamar Chase, yeah, no one's playing for Cincinnati. So
Yeah, it's literally just they're a second string team playing against Cleveland. But I don't, dude, this second string team better. Anything's better than the Browns right now. They have nothing. They just look like probably one
I
of the
knew you
worst
were
teams.
going there. I wanted you to say it so bad.
Dude, they look like the 2016 Browns. You know, you got Case Keenum back at quarterback. You got a team that's out of the playoffs on a 3-game losing streak. What is different about this Browns team than it was 5 years ago?
Not
Nothing.
much. Not much.
Nothing. You got a quarterback with promise that let you down once again. You got to get rid of him, honestly, at this point. Just
Yeah, he wanted big money coming into this year. Whew. If there's one thing the Browns have done good in the past 10 years, it's not give him that deal.
and they, everyone made excuses for him. With OBJ, it was OBJ's fault. With them
Yeah.
not winning games, it's not a quarterback's fault. It's their line's fault. It's their defense fault. It's everyone's fault, but Baker Mayfield's.
Yeah.
Now I think everyone's turning on him. I
I
think they're
think,
all
like
just
you
saying,
said, I think he's kind of getting to the point where he was, Mr. Cleveland. I want to fix this team. You got him to the playoffs, and you got his win. I mean, he did more than anyone expected there. You look at everyone knows the infamous meme of the list of quarterbacks on the Browns jersey. That guy wearing the Browns jersey with like 46 names on it.
30, 33 names on it, I
Yeah,
think.
like, I mean, he did his job. He went in there. I mean, major props to him. Steelers didn't play good in that game, but he came to Heinz Field. Like I said, not an easy place to play, but he came in here and stomped us. So,
Yeah, with an
um,
absolutely butchered Steelers team, though.
yeah, exactly. So, a lot of things were pointing towards Cleveland in that game, but this game, I can't advise not touching this enough. I don't even know who I like here.
Yeah, I mean, you're betting on like basically AFL teams here. So,
Yeah. I was gonna say
um,
you might as well turn on the XFL from last year and rewatch that and watch this game.
give me the under 38.
I was just gonna say, why is there under 38 seem so tempting to me?
It does. I mean, it's gonna be like a 10-6 game.
like a high
Give me the
school game.
alternate spread or alternate line of -24 or under 24.
-24.
No, under 24.
Yeah, dude. Even like this is another game. You throw this with what was that other game we were looking at teasing? The Titans.
10, yeah, Titans were 10
You go
point.
Titans in this game under 38, little teaser action. You can give them each. Let me see what I can do to get -110. Under 43 and Titans -5 is -110.
Oh my God.
I love that.
That could be a teaser of the week. That could be a, a team card teaser.
Yeah, we could. Well, I love that.
A team card teaser, first ever.
First ever. I love that under 38, let alone give it 5 more points at under
Yeah, giving it
43.
points too, making it even.
I always forget you can tease over unders. Or
Yeah,
like I don't forget
you
it,
never
but I
think
never
about it,
do it.
right?
But this is prime teaser territory. Raise that under a little bit in case it was to be like a 17, 14, you know what I mean? Something, and then maybe someone gets a field goal at the last
Just
second. Go.
yeah, like the Najee Harris touchdown at the end, like
Exactly.
that'll cover it.
Yeah. I I love that, but like I said,
Yeah,
not too much else to say about this game other than betting that neither of these teams are going to score points. So
yeah, you want to play here, just take the under.
next game, we got the New England Patriots going into the Miami Dolphins, and we have the Patriots coming into this game at a -6.5 point favorite, a -290 on the money line, and an over/under set at 40.
We have 6 4 o'clock games this week. Is it the most we've ever had?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a lot. That's usually the 1 o'clock slate is 6 games.
Yeah, well, you got Pats coming in -6.5 on the road. We know how the Pats are on the road. They're 6-1 in the season. So much to play for here. I mean, you're not going to move in the wild card spot with a win or a loss. So you're just banking on the Bills to lose to the Jets, which pray to God doesn't happen. Most likely won't happen. But Patriots are still going to come out and prove that
Dude,
they are the team that
your
they are.
divisional bet on the Bills was probably the biggest sweat I've ever seen out of a favorite's future bet ever. That looks like it could still end up hitting.
I'm not going to lie. I gave up on it like 3 weeks ago.
I know you literally said it when I was taking the Patriots all those games. You were like, dude, they're gonna win this division.
Dude, they were down. They were down 2 games. They were down a game and a half or something, and they went into the Colts played them. They lost to the Colts, and then I needed the Bills to beat them, and the Bills came out on top for the division. But
That
it
was my
was
pick
honest.
of the year. Bills money line +100. That was the easiest pick.
Yeah, it was the easiest pick, but the sweat to get there was just.
Yeah,
I thought it was over.
but
But I definitely think the Patriots still come out and just show you that they're a legit playoff team and blow this Dolphins team out. Dolphins had a lot of hope. They were on a 7-game winning streak. Where were they? 8-7, and then they lost.
yeah,
They got blown out to the Titans last week. They have no playoff chances anymore. So they had their little run, but it's over. Patriots come out, win by 25.
dude, I just threw the Patriots in this teaser.
Hear it.
It's now Titans. I gave it another point. Titans -4, under 44 in Bengals Browns, and Patriots -0.5, basically money line +140.
That's plus 140.
And I gave it an extra point. You take it with the 5 points, it's +180.
Yeah, you got to kind of like teach me how to do the teasers. I can't really figure them out, but that's crazy odds. I
I don't
like that.
know on the site that you're using. I don't know if it's as easy, but FanDuel, like as soon as you make the parlay, like I just click on all the plays that I like, and then it pops up, and it's either like whenever you click on it and they're in your bet slip, it'll say 3-leg parlay +575, and then right under it says teasers or round robin. You click on teasers, and then there's a little thing that just says how many points do you want to give it, and you just click up and down on the plus and minus, and it literally changes them all, and you can just watch the spread or the line change. Like if you want those 3 picks at -110, you're taking Titans -1.5, under 46 in the Browns Bengals, and Patriots +2.
Yeah, it seems a lot easier when you're on FanDuel.
Yeah, they make it easy because they love people making more than one bet and one. You know what I mean? They love anything but a straight bet.
Yeah, because anything long, you're going long term with anything but a straight bet, you're gonna lose a bunch of money.
Yeah, exactly. But like what you said, I think the Patriots keep things hot here, showing that the Dolphins haven't really been much all season last week. I was very high on the Dolphins. I was going to give them the points. Ended up holding out on it because I just didn't like taking them in Tennessee. But um, I think the Patriots, it just kills me because I know what happens every time the Patriots and Dolphins play in the last week of the season.
In Miami too.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Do I take the Dolphins +6? I don't want to.
You don't have to. Don't force a pick.
All right, give me the fucking
What
Patriots. They're going
what
to cover this
happened when
game. They're
these
going to
teams
win by
played
20.
earlier in the season? Oh yeah, Dolphins beat them week 1, 17-16.
The Patriots -6.5.
All right, love it.
Yeah,
Glad we're on
love
the
that.
same page.
Alrighty, and coming into this next one, we got the New York Jets going into Buffalo to play the Buffalo Bills. Bills coming into this game with the biggest favorite spread of the week, -16.5, sitting at -108, looking like we could see some line change there, but -1150 on the money line, and over under at 41.5.
Yeah, the biggest spread of the week, rightfully so. I mean, you got to think about what's at stake here. You got the Bills. A win clinches in a division, which is huge when it comes into terms of playoffs, having a first round home field advantage.
Especially in Buffalo.
Yeah, and then you going into Buffalo. You're playing against the worst team in your division, a team that has no success year in and year out. Bills got to put up a 50 piece here. You know, you can't expect anything else than a slaughter fest. I think I'll take the over too because it'll be the same thing that happened last week with the Patriots. You know,
They'll
50 to
cover it
3, they hit
themselves.
the over by themselves. I think the Bills absolutely slaughter this Jets team and cakewalk into the playoffs with a division clinching win.
You take Bills -16.5 with over 41.5, you're looking at +220.
Wow.
But looking at that, so I'm right with you on both picks. I love the Bills. Again, might be a little teaser territory. Lower that down a little bit, even though I do think they kill them. I think the Jets have nothing going for them. Last week was their Super Bowl, having a chance to beat the Bucs, and they blew it. Um, the only reason the Jets are in the news right now is because Antonio Brown was running around in their end zone shirtless. And yeah, like you said, a lot riding on the Bills. Win clinches the division. That's 16.5 points means nothing to them, but I think, like you said, I think they win this game by 20 or more easily.
Yeah, you just you can't see Jets covering a 16-point spread here with what's at stake.
Mm-mm. Not in maybe not even on their home field. I was about to say maybe on their home field, not even on their home field.
Yeah, not even on their home field. I think Bills in any which way slaughter them by 30 points this game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that one more. I do like that over, but definitely I'm leaning more towards that -16.5.
Bills also, they had a lot of expectations coming into the season. Josh Allen had high MVP.
Yeah, he was my favorite for MVP. It's +1200. I didn't take it, but I really liked his value at 1200.
Yeah, so they're already having a disappointing season. You know, you can't really let up a game before playoffs when you need it. You need all momentum going into playoffs. There's nothing that says the Bills are gonna let up at all this game or take anything easy. You know, they gotta really go balls to the wall, keep the connections going. Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen gotta get rolling and take all the momentum they can in the playoffs.
Yeah, they got a couple guys out, no huge names. The veteran receiver, Emmanuel Sanders, is going to be questionable for this game with a knee injury. Not practicing yesterday, as well as the lockdown corner, Tre'Davious White. He's going to be out of this game. He was activated from the COVID list and put right back on the injured reserve Friday with a knee injury. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been out, hasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, but
So they're still without Trey, but like I said, I don't even know. I can't name two receivers on the Jets if I tried to. So,
JJ Barrios.
yeah, Braxton Berrios and what's the other guy that they drafted out of Baylor? Mims. Is he still there?
I don't even know. Is he?
He probably like just quit on him or something like AB did. I would.
Whatever. I haven't watched a Jets game in 3 years. I'm
Yeah, I'm
from New
not even
York,
gonna lie. I
so
can't say I've watched a Jets game all season.
yeah. And then I get him on live TV. So
Yeah. Yeah. Bills -16.5. Love it.
lock it in.
This next one, I've seen a lot of line changing going on with this game early on, but we got the Carolina Panthers going into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay at -8. favorite, minus 370 on the money line, and over-under as well is sitting at 41.5.
What a game you got here. You got the Panthers coming into Tampa. Tampa can clinch. What do they have? The 3 seed right now, or the 2 seed?
I think they're the 3 with Dallas at the 2, but the wins this
No,
week
Dallas is
can.
at the 4. Dallas has the least amount of wins.
Who's the 2?
The
Packers.
Rams, I think.
Packers. No, it goes Packers, Bucks, Rams.
So Bucks are the 2 seed right now.
Yes, they want to
Yeah,
lock
so
up that 2 seed.
I think the Bucks would much rather play the Eagles than the Niners
Yeah.
in that 6 seed. So, Tom Brady's going to come out and he's going to get a win here. It's an 8-point spread. I assume he can cover it. I don't think they're going to really slack off this game. I don't think it's ever really going to be a sweat at all. I could see a 31-10 win, something like that. Just cakewalk. He gets his points early. But
Might not even play the whole game if it gets out of hand.
yeah, I mean that would probably, if it's like 28-0 at half, you could just see him coming out. Panthers just don't really have anything going for them. I don't think Sam Darnold's very good. On a 6-game losing streak, they put up 10 points last week to the Saints. Their offense isn't moving, their defense isn't really doing anything. Just give me the Bucks here.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people taking the Panthers with the points here. I just can't get myself to do it. I really like the Bucks with the points. I think they win this game by, like I said, 9 or more just to cover that 8. I don't see a situation where this pushes, so I think they can win this game maybe like we're saying around 28-10. You know what I mean? Something like that. I'm not going to be touching this over-under. I don't like to take over-unders on teams that are pretty good, like the Bucks and stuff like that. So usually lean more towards the over with a team like that. But I do like the Bucks minus 8 here, getting back on their home field after that little hiccup last week in the first half against the Jets, going down and having to play catch up all game. But you knew Tom Brady was going to win that game. I wish I would have live bet them when they were down.
Yeah, it was just there. I saw it. There was like a minute 50 left. There was 0 timeouts. They had to go 90 yards, and I was like, Tom Brady gets this done 9 out of 10 times, but I'm just not going to do it because
The one time we bet it, he probably wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, it's classic Tom Brady doing exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, the too much time meme.
Yeah, so I could see him coming out this week and reminding you exactly who the Bucks are.
Yeah, I definitely am leaning towards Bucks minus 8 here. This next one, we're going to have the New Orleans Saints heading into Atlanta. Another game where we've had a lot of line change. Falcons are a +4, Saints -4, and the Saints are going to be a -210 on the money line. Falcons +176, over/under set at 40. I'll start us off here. I saw a stat, something like Sean Payton in games where, like, are the Saints eligible for the playoffs? Can they get in?
They need a Niners loss and a win. That's it, and they're in.
That's not that ridiculous. The
It's not
Niners are
Niners
at
for
the
the
Rams.
It's like kind of actually more probable than not probable.
Yeah. I don't know why I like Atlanta +4 here, though.
Yeah, dude, me too. You're an Atlanta hater, so you're a big Atlanta hater. So I thought you were gonna say the opposite, but
I don't know why I like Atlanta +4 here. Even the money line is kind of interesting to me with how banged up the Saints are and how they've been playing the past couple weeks. I definitely like the Falcons +4 here. They have struggled on their home field, but divisional game. I believe the Saints won the early matchup against these teams.
I'll you know right now.
I was gonna say if you can look that up real quick.
Saints lost 27-25
That's tough.
in the dome.
Yeah.
Well, they're still in the dome, I guess.
Yeah, both of these teams have literally like the same stadium.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see what the injury list is looking like for the Falcons. I do.
Falcons.
It's so
they
tempting,
got
though. Pitts is questionable with a hamstring. Ridley, he's been out all year. I don't know what the hell he's doing. I
They really
drafted him in
don't have any
fantasy.
injuries. They don't really got anything going.
Yeah, so
Mark
we
Ingram's
get
questionable. Ty Montgomery's questionable for the Saints. Michael Thomas been out.
Ryan Ramczyk, the veteran tackle for the Saints, is on the COVID list. Ty Montgomery, Traquan Smith, Mark Ingram, Teron Armstead, Lutz, the punter or the kicker. I mean, he's out. Winston, obviously. and Michael Thomas. He's been out all year, but
Do you trust Taysom Hill to get it done here?
no, I don't. Sometimes I can talk myself into Matt Ryan isn't bad. It's not Matt Ryan's bad. It's the team around him has been so bad his career, despite the year they went to the Super Bowl and looked like
Mm,
they were going to win that game 28-3, and we all know the rest would happen.
You could say that it's the team around him, but Matt Ryan is not a good quarterback either.
No, and if you in the Atlanta Falcons fans that want to pull he won an MVP card. Yeah, he had a great year that year, but what has he done since then?
Dude, I swear to God, that game still haunts him. He has not
Oh yeah,
been a good quarterback since that game.
oh yeah. I don't know
The
how you can't ever
28-3
forget
comeback.
that. He's
It,
forever known as the 28-3 quarterback that blew that
dude,
lead.
he'll never recover from it.
This game I like Falcons +4 though.
Yeah,
I just
I
don't. I
do.
don't think the Saints come in here and get this done with how injured they are.
I just think that Sean Payton finds a way to win this game, and just because the playoffs are on the line.
I think I do. I agree. I think the Saints can win this game with a Falcons cover, kind of close, like what it was in New Orleans early on in the year.
Yeah, you know what I am gonna take? I'm gonna take the over in this game. I
Over
think that
40.
I think that the Saints are gonna get off to they're gonna be down like 10-0 early, and they're gonna have to come back, and they're gonna have to score some touchdowns. So I think it's gonna
Yeah,
go over 40.
I see. I could see that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't guarantee I'll be taking this, but I'm leaning more to Falcons +4.
I think
It's
this will
looking
be
like it
one of
might
the
go
better
four and a
games of the
half.
week.
So
I think this will be one of the better games of the week, definitely.
yeah, despite the seasons that these two teams have had, I think this is going to be a good game as well as this next one. I'm really excited for this next game. My Seattle Seahawks going into Arizona, a +6.5 for the Seahawks, a -6.5 for the Cardinals. Cardinals -290 on the money line, with the Seahawks sitting at +235 money line. Over under, one of the higher ones for this week, sitting at 48. The Cardinals, last week they kind of got back to their things in Dallas. Kyler Murray's undefeated in that stadium. I forget, Ace told me that on that last podcast, and
9-0.
it now rides true again. Another for whoever or however long it goes until he has to play there again. But
He's going back there next week.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So
This
being a Dallas
game,
fan, 90% of the time you would think, oh, that's good. They're coming back to our stadium. They got to play us twice or 2 times in 3 weeks in our stadium.
and
There's
he's
no way
never
they beat
lost
us.
there,
But what'd you say?
and he's never lost there. High school, college,
Yeah, I
pro.
just don't have confidence going into that game whatsoever.
Yeah,
But
go ahead. You want
Kyler
to
Murray
go?
looked like Kyler Murray again last week. So Cardinals been playing good. This division's also still up for grabs. If the Rams lose that game to the Niners, you you could see the Rams playing losing this division.
I was just gonna say, if the Seahawks win this game, the Rams basically lock this up with a winner or a loss, right?
Yeah, 100%. Because Rams are up a game.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So Seahawks, they had a big game last week. I mean, not that it really meant much with their record this year. They've had kind of a tough year with Russ missing all those games. But it kills me to say this: the Cardinals are going to win this game for sure, with everything that's on the line. But I don't know if I'll be taking it, but I think I'm leaning maybe Seattle to get a cover here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you here. I think the Cardinals are definitely gonna come out and just get the win that they need. They know they need this win. They know what's on the line here. I just think they come out on top and cover a spread. I think Russ will make it close at the end, maybe a 4-point game, but I think with like 7 to 8 minutes left, Kyler Murray definitely ices this game.
Yeah, maybe a field goal they win. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But if this dips up to 7.5, maybe closer to kickoff, I'm gonna like Seahawks a lot more. But I want to say this, dude. I clicked on this game on the ESPN app, and the first headline is it's the records up top, and then it literally goes, "Are the Giants a good landing spot for Russell Wilson?"
No, I don't
I
think he
would
wants to
cry.
leave. I don't think he wants to leave.
I've
They're all
watched him
saying
his whole career. I
everyone's
don't think
saying
he wants to leave, but they're not changing the team. Do you know what I mean?
like he doesn't really have a choice if he wants to be successful.
Exactly.
The Giants.
Dude, it's such a long shot, but if he was a Steeler, oh my God.
That would be literally heaven for you.
Yeah, that's literally like my dream.
I mean, dude, if you think about it, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to Pittsburgh because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go to warm
And
weather.
people are acting like that's more realistic than Russ.
Yeah, no, everyone thinks Aaron Rodgers is going to Pittsburgh,
Yeah, I don't, and
but
we don't have an
I
offensive
just
line.
think
Russ can at
I
least
think
get around a shitty offensive line.
I just think that Aaron Rodgers is going to do exactly what Tom Brady did. He's going to go to someplace warm and try to win something there.
I was gonna say you can't play in Green Bay your whole career and then be like, yeah, I'll go on a vacation to Pittsburgh
Yeah, exactly. You want to go play in warm weather. Tom Brady even said, "I will
or a
never go
dome.
back
I
to."
could see him going to a dome.
He could do that too, but
Like
where?
you know what I mean? Just like, okay, I'm not saying he would do the Favre route, but I like how Favre went to the Vikings.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like you go from that cold weather, but you're still in that division. You know how to play in the snow because you played in Green Bay for all those years. So it's nothing to go to Buffalo, go to Green Bay, go to New England, and win those kinds of games if you can get it for on a team in a dome. Like the
Could you
Saints,
imagine? Could you imagine Aaron Rodgers going to the Vikings with Justin Jefferson
that'd be dangerous.
and then going
And
against
Dalvin
the
Cook.
Packers?
Do you think is Devontae Adams locked up there? What if
No,
Rodgers
he's
leaves?
not.
What do you think
But
happens there?
they're gonna franchise tag him. So
I always
he's
say with the franchise tag is it's such a scary thing in the NFL. You get so much money, but the guys always get hurt on the franchise tag.
yeah. Well, Devontae Adams is definitely gonna freak out if he gets franchise tagged.
I could
He's
see him
not
requesting a trade if
because
as soon as Rogers says something, and they got to trade him because then he's just going to leave.
dude, he is not staying there if Rodgers leaves.
You think he wants to play with Jordan Love and like
Get the fuck
nothing
out of
against
here.
Jordan Love, but when your whole career is Aaron Rodgers, you're not ready. You're not coming in like, oh yeah, I'll learn with a rookie quarterback.
He'd be so frustrated all season. I think
He's such an elite receiver. I'd hate to see his career go to waste the rest of his career.
him and Rodgers go in a package deal. Kind of like how Gronk went down to Tampa, but Gronk just did it in a different way.
Yeah, I know
That
exactly
was,
what you mean. It
that was a
happens more
2 year
than you
plan.
think.
That was a 2 year plan. Brady literally told Gronk retire and come back to Tampa next year,
Uh huh.
and he did.
And it worked out for him. That's for damn sure.
It always does.
Yeah, I don't necessarily love the Seahawks at +6.5, but if this game gets up to 7.5, I'm leaning more towards the Seahawks here. Cover but not win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the opposite way here, but you know it's gonna be a game. We'll see.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely gonna be a good one. Seahawks and Cardinals is always a good show. So next one we got another NFC West matchup. We got the 49ers going into the Rams. It's SoFi. Rams coming into this one a -4 favorite. A -215 on the money line. 49ers +180 money line and over under at 49.5.
What do you think here?
The 49ers are a different team on the road. Divisional game. Jimmy G's looking to come back for this game. I saw it last night that they think he should be expected to play in this. I don't know. Divisional games are tough, but I don't know why I love the Rams -4 so much.
Yeah, I mean they're both playing for something. It's
That's the
not a
thing.
game where either team is gonna blow over.
This is going to be a sweat game, couple points either way of the spread.
Yeah, they both need it. I don't know. It's gonna be. I don't really have any predictions for this game. I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
kind of
just kind of
excited to
leaning
watch it.
more towards the Rams, to get this thing and close it out. But
Yeah, just because I'm not very high in the Niners, I think the Rams definitely should cover the spread. But I'm also not. I think the Rams are overrated as well. So
yeah, Rams are 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games played in January. The 49ers are 9-1-1 against the spread in their last 11 games played in January, and the 49ers have covered 3 straight versus the Rams.
I don't know. It's gonna be a field goal. Come down to a field goal.
That's what I'm thinking.
We'll see line movement closer to Sunday.
It's looking like it's going deeper for the Rams.
That could be big.
So first pick, at this number, I think I'm comfortable with the Rams. But like you said, I can also see them winning by a field goal and just fucking that -4.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a defensive game too. I could see an under hit in here. I don't think Matt Stafford is gonna come out too hot either. I think he's never been in a situation like this where like
Yeah.
it's like a important win game to win. So
Late in the season, usually he's like, all right, do I rest this game? Should I wait for next
yeah,
year?
he's already looking forward to going down to Florida,
Yeah.
playing some golf.
Speaking of Florida, a little headline I just popped across my screen. Nikita Kucherov for the Lightning was expected to play tonight versus the Flames after missing 32 games.
That team's just gonna get better and better.
Yeah, I can't agree with. Or I have to agree with that. They're sick. But this we already said what we think could happen in this Monday or Sunday night game. The Los Angeles Chargers going into Vegas. The Raiders a +3. Chargers -3. Chargers a -164 money line, and the Raiders +138 money line. Over under the highest of the week sitting at 49.5.
I mean, you know what the easy pick is here. I think we all know what the easy pick is here.
Given the points.
Dude, like the Raiders are so unpredictable. It's the thing. You never know with this team.
Every
You just
time we were riding them early in the year, and then it turned into every game I picked, either the Raiders or their other team, they were just doing exactly what I didn't need them to do.
the Raiders should not be in this situation. They shouldn't. They they snuck a win last week against the Colts. You know, they lost games to like the football team, the Giants, the Bears, like this is not a
That's
team
when
that
it's
should be
funny hearing the Washington football team is when people say it in like a sentence like that. You're like, well, they lost to the football team.
exactly like that's like elite. I like being able to say that.
But yeah, the Sunday night prime time, week 18. If how perfect would it be for the first time week 18 for these teams to tie?
I
Just
don't know
fuck
what that would
everything.
do for like the sport of football
It would just
if
show
they
that
literally just
Vegas runs it, not the Raiders. Vegas runs it.
yeah like actual like Vegas runs it.
That's why
I
I'm just leaning towards giving them the points here, and it's looking like the Raiders are going to get a 3.5 by kickoff, maybe higher. I'd love them at more than a field goal.
I think if anything the line definitely moves in Chargers' favor, like more towards points of Chargers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's -3 sitting at -112, and the +3 -108. So, um,
I
if
think the
we can get
Chargers are an easy pick here. I think they're clearly the better team. What happened earlier in the season with these teams? Chargers won
100%, I was gonna say,
28-14,
I was just gonna say, I thought the Chargers won, but it was
but you
also in
know,
LA. This game
playing them.
coming to Vegas, but I don't know. I love the Rams if I can, or Raiders if I can get them at 3.5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lock anything in here. I'm not really sure about it, but I just think the Chargers should win this game. I think the money line at -160 could be a nice parlay booster.
The
But
Raiders at +3.5 currently, if you took it right now, would be -125. But I think that could be the actual spread about maybe by the end of tonight. If not,
yeah,
definitely closer to Sunday.
that can move to like -115, -110.
Yeah.
It's the
I
night
could see
game
this
right now.
ending at like 4 with how much money I think I'm predicting to go on the Chargers just throughout
I
everyone.
I mean
I
from 7 to 8:15, this line's probably gonna move a whole point.
Yeah, that's what, as it always does going into Monday night or Sunday night and Monday night games, as everyone gets all their winnings and losings and they start chasing their bet on Sunday night football. But I like the Raiders with the points here, giving them plus points. I think if you can get them at 3.5 or more, I love the Raiders.
I think by the time the game starts, it's gonna be a 4.5 point spread, and
I
then
think
I
four
like
and a half.
then I like the Raiders.
Yeah, I think 4.5, and if they can lose this game 24-20 and our bet cover,
Yeah,
I'd love
exactly.
it.
I like that. I like that 4 point. I like to have that 4 point cushion.
Yeah, so I'm rolling with the Raiders with the plus points, like I said, 3.5 or more, but I love 4 or more. 3's tough.
I do like the Chargers money line though. So
I was just gonna say that Chargers money line will probably find its way in a parlay for me.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but that's gonna
It's,
do it for this week. Stay tuned to the Instagram. I'm gonna release all the picks. We got some Saturday games this week, so we're definitely gonna release. If not all the picks, we'll definitely have if we have any Saturday picks out, we're gonna have them out on we'll say Saturday. What time's the first game? Saturday, 4:30.
4:30.
I'll release the picks probably for the Saturday game, Saturday around noon, and then going into Sunday, if we don't have any picks, we'll just release the whole card Sunday at about 10 or 11 a.m.
Yeah, boys. Nice slate we had today. I'm looking forward to Week 18, the first Week 18 ever, and see if we can make some money.
Yeah, hopefully we can end the season positive units. I'm up $3 right now, so it's better than the alternative, but I'd like to see that number a little higher.
All right.
But great slate, like you said, Week 18, first time. Let's see what we can do here. Let's go.
Sounds good.
And that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Hit the Books Podcast. Be sure to check us out on our various social media platforms. Instagram at hitthebooks.pod, Twitter at hitthebooks_pod, website at hitthebookspod.com for all the latest on Hit the Books. And be sure to always study hard.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.